This year's CanaData Economic Forecast Conference in Toronto featured a number of speakers, including former TD Chief Economist Don Drommond, who talked about the current state of productivity in Canada and what it can do to remain competitive in the global economy.
I think Canada has been off course for a long time on competitiveness. If we go back to 1960, I picked that because that's when the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development started. So as a group of the 24 wealthiest countries, Canada at that time had the third highest level of productivity amongst all the developed countries in the world, and it sunk to 17th. Literally every year another country passes Canada. And now we have the advent of the growing emerging economies who are less competitive than we are because they have lower productivity numbers, but they're rapidly catching up to us. Their productivity is tending to grow 4 or 5% a year. Ours is only barely growing at 1%. In fact, we're even falling behind the United States lately, despite all the other difficulties that they had in their economy. We are very hopelessly underinvested in machinery and equipment, and that is a key driver of competitiveness. We're particularly underinvested in IT equipment, and even more so in the purchases and the use of IT software. A huge disadvantage to the United States. In fact, we have less than half of the amount of software per hour worked by people in Canada than we do in the United States. And I think it speaks to a less entrepreneurial climate that we have, which in turn cuts into our competitiveness, which cuts into our income.